I dabbled in cartooning since I was a kid, creating my own comic strips, would submit them to the school paper, force my way onto the page somehow. And I started with comic strips. I did a comic strip called Plato's Republic for many years, and tried to get that syndicated. I had a good run in college, and so I had delusions of grandeur. And I took that to the real world, and I published it online for many years. I got back a ton of rejection letters, but still loved cartooning. But realized that syndication wasn't the route for me, so I looked elsewhere and started to develop a new idea. I've always had a passion for the classics, and so I took that and I married it with my cartooning and developed a series called Kid Beowulf, which is what I'm doing currently. And Kid Beowulf is basically inspired by the epic poem, and it follows the story of Beowulf and Grendel as 12-year-old twin brothers, and their journeys across Europe and Asia, meeting all the other epic heroes, getting into other adventures, and discovering what their ultimate destiny is, which is to fight each other. So it all leads back to the original, and the hope is that it will spur people to reread these old classics. It's similar to Asterix, Bone, Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's very much an all-ages action-adventure comedy. Marketing is tough, though. You know, you got to get the book out there. You got to get reviews, people to get eyeballs on it. So that's, you know, something we're always trying to figure out the next strategy. Most recently, we had an iPhone app developed for Kid Beowulf. I'm looking into iPad. I don't want to give anybody an excuse not to see the book. My full-time job is I work over at the Schultz Studio here in Santa Rosa. So I'm lucky enough to be with, you know, comics day and night, inspired by Sparky's work. The rest of my waking hours are devoted to Kid Beowulf. So it's, you know, it's part-time in the sense that I don't get to do it every day, but full-time in that my brain is there every waking moment. Well, cartooning is a great field because, you know, the tools are basic, pen and paper, and you can start. It's a tough field to make money at. I mean, any art is, but you know, I think if you're devoted enough to it and you stick with it, you know, you can develop a style and hopefully a following that will want to see your work. I think that's the case for a lot of us here. You know, there's some avenues like comic strips that are, you know, sadly dwindling away, but there are lots of other avenues like comic books and online flash animated movies that are burgeoning in popularity. So, you know, you have to look at the market, see where your stuff is going to fit, and just bust your way through.